first query from all of you is, what was the level of difficulty of this? Hello? Level of difficulty level for this? Tough, easy, very easy. What is your opinion?
Tough, sir.
Tough. Oh my God. I feel this is the easiest lot, man. All questions were at undergraduate level.
So note that the device, but don't know about the electrode system there.
Okay, but sir, this topic, believe me, I'm not asking this question only. I'm asking you for all the questions, the next of the 15 questions. They were easy, I felt. Okay, right. Chalo.
Yeah, quite easy.
They were quite easy. Good enough. Now, what is this device? Let us come back to the answer very quickly. What is this device? What will you call this device to be?
Monopolar electrode cautery.
Very good. So this is technically called as, now in a real world, this device is just a minute. Now, so this device is called as a monopolar diathermy active electrode, also called as, the technical name for this is an active electrode. We also call this as a diathermy pencil. Okay. Some American books will call this as a Bowie in honor of the gentleman who, along with Harvey Cushing, invented this monopolar diathermy. Okay, so this is technically called as an diathermy electrode, diathermy pencil, diathermy probe, whatever name you like to call this to be. But if you have written all of this examination in an examination, remember these are all accepted answer, including I will be giving you marks for if you have written the Bowie, because there are still some surgeons, particularly some senior surgeons, who may like to use the term Bowie till now. Now, before you understand what is this thing that goes on, what is this monopolar system? The monopolar diathermy, technically always remember this electrosurgical units for your examination purposes. Now, not only examination, maybe for live, because I do not know of any operation that I will be doing without diathermy, maybe circumcision. That is the only operation that I can remember that I do without using a diathermy. So now in a monopolar diathermy, what is important is that, please understand, the normal household current is an AC current or alternating current that looks like this, and this is called as a sine wave pattern. Now, when we say this current is given to a muscle or a nerve and muscle apparatus, or this, what happens is that the nerve and the muscle will undergo contraction and twitching, and then if someone gets electrocuted, they have this dancing like movement. But this is called as technically the frequency of current, which is usually 50 hertz, which is a normal frequency in the Indian subcontinent. Now, when we talk about the rest, if you increase the frequency of the current to more, remember that, and make it 3 to 5 megahertz, then what is important is the nerve muscle conductivity or nerve muscle contraction stops. So this is the first basic fundamental, that the machine that is generating the current. So that means if this is the diathermy machine, what this diathermy machine is responsible for generating is, it is taking the feed of the AC current from your room, and after it is taking the AC current, it is generating a feed of not a high voltage current, understand, for a high frequency of a current. And that current is not going to produce an electrocution or nerve muscle contraction. If the diathermy that you are using is producing too much amount of nerve muscle contraction, probably the transformer in the, or those conductors in the diathermy machine are not of, or the current quality is not good. That can be this important. Now, when I talk about a high frequency of current, what do I exactly mean? I mean that between the 2 points A and B, what is very important is that you are allowing the electrons to travel like this in the sine wave pattern. So when you understand that if this is something, that means see the graph again, because question 1 and question 2 are related. If you make a graph between the voltage versus the time, consider the first of the currents to be a complete something called as a cutting current. Now, what is a cutting current? Cutting current means you are allowing all the electrons to pass exactly like the way you did, and over an unit of time. Say, for example, the time gap between that I have mentioned is, say, for example, 10 seconds. So this is an example. And out of 10 seconds, you are allowing 100 electrons to pass. So these 100 electrons are having their time, and they are coming at one point, and then immediately at one point of time. Now, please understand these dots that I am making for you guys. So can you see that if this is the tissue, say for example, these dots are the tissues, what is the time that each electron gets to stay on the tissue? The answer for this is very small. The answer for this is technically very small. So what is the big deal in this? The big deal is that as I've told you, the main effect of the current, that is always equal to the heating effect of the current. That means when you use electricity or electrons are coming down, so if this is the tip of the pencil and electrons are coming to the tissue, the electrons are transferring the energy. Energy is going to get transferred to become heat, and the heat is going to produce that amount of minor burn injury. And the burn injury is technically divided as a cutting current. Okay. But this cutting current, so if you understand that the tissue, the answer for this is it happens in such a point that you get a cut in the tissue, and the amount of the lateral zone that is generated by the current, remember the amount of the lateral zone that is generated by the current will be, or the amount of heat burn that is generated by the current is very minimal, say with a depth of around 1 millimeter only. So this is the logic about using something called as a cutting current, in which all the waveform cycles are used. Can you tell me cutting current is indicated by which color on the probe? Now I'm asking you a simple question to a group of senior surgeons.
Yellow.
Okay, the yellow one. Very good. So this is the cutting, right? The other one is the blue, which is the opposite of this, called as a coagulation. Now, what is this coagulation system? The coagulation system means, now understand, the cutting is done. Now tell me, if you use a cutting, that means what is the advantage of cutting? The advantage of cutting is the amount of burn that is produced is very minimal. What is the advantage? Another point, so the depth that it produces is big, and the depth is associated with tissues are cut. What about hemostasis? What is your opinion on hemostasis with use of a cutting current?
Less hemostasis.
Okay, there is less hemostasis because tissues are known to cut. So if there is a vein that is in the pathway, as you can see in the picture, the vein, the two ends of the vein are cut, and the amount of the bleeding that happens is not stopped because the heat that is produced, as you can see in the picture, is really very minimal. Even the heat has not reached up till the vein to produce the clotting effect. So this is something called as a cutting current. And can you tell me in which tissues do you really use the cutting current?
Skin.
So skin is a very good, okay. So sir, in an open surgery, I will use it for cutting the skin. Sometimes even cutting small benign tumors like a papilloma on the skin. Okay, right. Now I'll go to the other side of the story now. Now you say that when I have cutting, I need something called as a coagulation. So what I will do is that I will use the same number of electrons, that is 100 electrons. But in this 100 electrons, what I will do is that I will deliver the 100 electrons over a small part of time. And as you can see, I have delivered 50 electrons over a small part of time. And the rest of the 50 electrons are derived at this point. Now, it is basically like having a musical chair like arrangement. If you allow everyone to run across a musical chair, which we used to play when we were in school, so think of the same musical chair like arrangement, except that in this arrangement, understand that the waveforms down here or electrons are getting to stay at one point of time for a long time. And when you are allowed to stay at one point, say for example, you have a say a collection of 30 or 100 school students. When they're running around, they are not making any noise. But when they are not running around, or when the teacher has not come, can you see what is the amount of voltage that they are generating? So definitely what is important in a coagulation current is, appreciate this part, is the amount of the voltage that it generates. The voltage that it generates definitely will be associated with one bad complication. Can you tell me what will be the complication that will be when there is an increased voltage in the tissue? That means if I make that picture again of the tissue that has been cut, what is the first thing that is going to have? The first point is that the depth of the cut is not going to be that great. But what is important is, whatever is the depth, what is the lateral thermal effect of the current? The lateral thermal effect of the current is going to be large effect. This lateral thermal effect of the current, remember, is about with a distance of about 7 millimeter. Now that's great, guys. 7 millimeter on each side out from the time of the bleeder. So that means if you have a vein that is in the pathway, you can very well appreciate the vein is completely charred. So that is technically what is a coagulation current. And if that is a coagulation current, can you tell me what are the complications of this then? Can you tell me any two complications that is going to happen to this waveform? This is called as a pure coagulation. Sir, what is the first bad thing that is happening in this?
Charring.
Come on, guys. Think
Charring.
over it. Charring. Okay. And if there is more charring, all of you have done open hernias. If there is more amount of charring tissue, what does your teacher say? Don't use diathermy that great. Nerve injuries, necrosis. So the first complication is, the more is the amount of charred tissue, the less is the wound healing. And more are the wound complications like a wound infection. I think everyone will agree with me, because the charred tissue will act as a nidus for the bacteria. Number two, what is more important in a minimal access surgery is lateral damage. If you are using this to stop a bleeding at the Calot's triangle, what can be the lateral thermal injury done?
Artery.
Say for example, you decide that I'm going to do a pure coagulation on the cystic artery. What will come within the 7 millimeter radius of the cystic artery?
CBD.
The CBD. So please remember that this is the reason, for this single simple reason, never ever 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 try to produce a charring effect on the cystic artery with a coagulation. I have seen many people do that. What they do not understand is, the cystic artery will be coagulated, no issues on that. The diathermy is powerful enough to clot the cystic artery, but make a 7 millimeter radius. The bile duct is burned, either you have a bile leak or the patient lands up with a delayed bile duct stricture. And that is a very dangerous complication. Hence, two complications are delayed wound healing and charring of tissues and lateral damage. And we have also known about cutting. So now can you tell me, can you make a compromise between cutting and coagulation? Can you make a compromise between cutting and coagulation? Come on, cutting and coagulation. Cutting has No hemostasis.
Fulguration.
Fulguration is not exactly the right word. In your diathermy machines that you are going to see tomorrow or even today night also, there is a mode that is in your machine called as the blend. Come on, man. Blend is so simple in life. You have one, say, a sabji, which is very sweet, and you have another one, which is very, say, spicy. What is the thing that you do in a real life? You mix them, isn't it? So a blend one mode has technically about a 60% of a cut and 40% of a coag. A blend 2 technically has a 50 cut, 50 coag. A blend 3 has 60% of coag and 40% of cut. Now, it all depends upon what is the machine that you are using. So, for example, I have one very advanced machine in my theater, which allows me to exactly titrate which blend you are going to use. Now, let me ask you an interesting option. Say, for example, I am taking out a skin wart or a papilloma under the skin. Can you tell me which modality are you going to use, or which setting are you going to use if you're taking out a papilloma in the skin?
Blend 1.
Blend 1. Okay, good one, sir. Now, I am making a skin incision with a diathermy. What mode will you use?
Blend 3.
Blend 3. Oh my God. Acha. Why do you need a blend 3, sir?
Cutting.
Cutting and coagulation, isn't it? Okay. So I will probably be using a blend 2. Okay, right enough that. Right on that one. So now I am doing an MRM or I'm doing a thyroid and I need to mobilize the flap. What blend will you like to have?
3.
3. Good one. Okay. But remember that if you have a blend 3, the more problem in a blend 3 is, the more is the coag. What is the more problem in a, the more is the charring of the tissue. So in an MRM, if you have more charring of the tissue, that guarantees you having a more seroma. In a thyroid and a neck, exactly, and a flap necrosis. Remember that if you are making a flap, probably I will be making a blend 2 or even a blend 1. That is done. But I am doing a liver resection, say rad coli. Then what blend will you like to have?
Blend 3.
A blend 3. Why don't not a pure coagulation, sir? Why not 100% coag? Simple, man. Exactly, sir. You have to cut also, na?
Yeah.
If it is only if it is only producing a coagulation, come on, guys. I need to cut the tissues
100%.
also. So I need a blend 3. Well, as I've said, blend 1, blend 2, blend 3s are proprietary materials. Modern day machines. So, for example, if you use the Valley Lab machine, if you use the KLS Martin or the Johnson & Johnson, these machines are extremely intelligent machines. They will give you a catalog about what blend you would like to have. But definitely, I feel that it is a surgeon who decides. So, for example, if you're doing a TURP, what blend will you like to have? TURP, I think you know, is something in which the water gets, there is some glycine as an irrigant and you need to cut the prostate.
Blend 3.
Very good, sir. TURP is technically a blend 3. Because prostate is a vascular tissue, so there is little amount of hemostasis. But I will be having a mixture between cutting and coagulation. So I hope I have made you understand about these blending things. Now, talking about what are the complications, I'm taking a long time, I know that, but still, I feel that this is an extremely important part to be discussed for not only an examination, but probably for your life also. Now, that my electrosurgical unit lecture is a 1.5 hours lecture. I'm not going to plague you about. Now, what are the important common local complication? Now, can you tell me what is the important common local complication by this thing? Come on, man. We have discussed. What is the common local complication? Sir?
Charring.
Burns, charring or burns? Right. Now, when I talk about burns, that is an interesting point to understand in this burns business, in this part. When I'm talking about itself of the bonds issue, see, the basic thing is about how does this monopolar thing work. Now, this is the machine, or this is the diathermy machine. Now, this diathermy machine is generating electrons. Okay, so this current, about electrons, whatever you call that to be. Now, what I'm doing is that I'm taking all these electrons are coming, and all these electrons are concentrated on this. So what I will do is that I will make a big arrow for you to understand. Please understand that this big arrow that I have made is this large number of electrons are coming. But at the end, what is the surface area of this part? These are the two buttons that you know about. Okay. Now tell me, what is the surface area of this? Surface area? Very small. So if the surface area is very small, now consider that this is the patient. Okay. Now, when there is a narrow surface area, say for example, a room has a single door and there are 100 people coming out or in this room. Now there is a fire alarm. What do you think is going to happen at the door? Come on, a simple thing. What is going to happen at the door? There is going to be a friction. There is going to be a fight between all. So that means you have the current effect or the heat effect at this point. Now the circuit needs to get completed. If not, then how can you complete the circuit story? So for that one, what we have done is that we have placed something called as a return electrode. Now, see the surface area between the active and the return electrode. Now, in this active surface area, this is the electrons which are coming through this pathway. And now you are completing the circuit once again. And what I would like to do is that the same electrons are again returning back. So now tell me, what can be the complication at the active electrode? What can be the complication at the passive electrode? If you have understood this circuit business. So number one is that in the active electrode, one important point, I do not know how many of you have known this principle. If this is the active electrode, to produce the effect of cutting or coagulation, today we have a big thunderstorm. Before taking this class, I say, wow, man, God is great. Before I'm taking the class, God again made me a reminder that please teach them. This is the way thunder goes from the clouds to the earth. So if you want to have a cutting effect, remember that these are the thunder. If you want to have a coagulation effect, what is the difference between the cutting and the coagulation? Is only the thickness of this lightning. It is technically a lightning. That means to have a cutting and a coagulation effect, please remember, you are required to maintain a millimeter gap between the probe and the tissue. How many of you do this in cutting and coag? An honest confession. How many of you do this thing? Hello? No one?
Yes, sir.
You
No
do
one.
that. No one does that. Do you know what is the something that we do? We press the cutting and the coag and we touch the thing on the tissue. The minute you touch the thing on the tissue down here undergoes only one effect, something called as desiccation. It dries up. And the cutting and the coagulation effect that you wanted to have doesn't exactly occur in the way you want it to have. So the only lesson from today's class is, the next time or today evening, if you are planning to do an operation, just hold the active electrode a millimeter away from the tissue, just a millimeter away. And if you want a coagulation, say for example, there is a raw surface and you need a coagulation, please hold it 2 millimeters away and see the beauty about this lightning. This is how the principal thing works. And if you have known about this, I feel that you have known what is the local complication. The local complication is usually an heat effect or burn. Can you tell me what is the complication at the return electrode?
Contact burn.
Very good. So the basic problem is, now consider that the return electrode has a surface area that is at least 100 times more. Say, for example, there is 100 centimeters square of contact. Now, by some funny reason whatsoever, the assistant or the OT theater nurse did not understand the physics for today's class. And what he or she did was, what he or she did was, they made a contact somewhat like this. Can you tell me this contact is now only 10 centimeters square? So what is the effect at the return electrode? Come on, the same thing. What is the effect at the return electrode?
Fighting to get the space.
That means that will lead to, come on, that will lead to burns. Burns at which point? So now the next question is, in your operation, where do you place the return electrode?
At the legs.
At the thigh, maybe? Now tell me, which one will be a better choice, the thigh or the leg?
Thigh.
Thigh. Why,
Thigh.
sir? Why?
More surface area.
More surface area. Very good. Now, should I trim the hair with hair or without hair? What do you think is a better choice?
Without.
Without hair, because hair produces an air pocket that decreases the conduction. But nowadays we have gels like ECG gels which are conducting. But still, there may be someone of you who will be working in a hospital. Oh, by the way, do you still remember that? I do not know how many of you have seen that. That there used to be a metal plate which acted as a conductor. And what did that OT, that theater assistant, what is something that you used to place on this? Do you know what is something that used to place on this part?
Wet cloth.
A wet cloth.
Cloth.
What is the rationale of putting a wet cloth?
More earthing.
More earthing. Okay. More earthing. Okay, sir.
Easy
Easy
conductivity
conduction of the electrons. Very good. It is easy conductions of the electrons. Now, another side of the story. The patient's hands are dangling like this. And unfortunately, the hand is touching the fluid stand. What is going to happen to the pathway of current? Shorting. Okay.
Shift current.
That means all the electricities are now going to come. That means the patient will have an open or a lap cholecystectomy with a burn in the elbow. And you are going to have a legal case. Now, don't worry, nothing of that sort is going to happen because the modern machines are extremely intelligent. They will detect all sorts of current loss. They will detect if the return electrode does not have that adequate length. Circuits nowadays are made in such a way that the minute the return electrode surface area decreases, the machine stops. Or the machine understands that in a monopolar, if electricity is not coming back through this normal route, the circuit stops. But for knowing these side effects, this is something that you should know. Okay. So this is something at return electrode and at open electrode. Done. Next one, this one. Everyone has done a lap poly. Everyone knows this. What is this device? I need to be a bit quicker now.
Hook.
Hook. Okay. Anything more to say, sir? Monopolar or a bipolar hook? Oh,
Monopolar.
Monopolar.
That is the reason I made this trick, man. If monopolar is this, what is a bipolar device? What is a bipolar? That means
between electrodes.
exactly. So if this is the diathermy, exactly. So if this is the diathermy, what is this machine that I taught you? This is called as an active electrode, isn't it? So this is the active electrode. And this active electrode is on the patient. And who completes the circuit? This is the return electrode. Now, what is a bipolar? The bipolar means electricity is coming through this. Now, you need always a device that should look like a forceps. Every damn thing must look like a forceps. And electricity is coming down. That means whatever you are holding in between the two jaws is the only tissue that is going to get electrocuted. Now, if that is so, can you tell me which effect are you going to get in a bipolar? cutting, coagulation, desiccation. Oh, by the way, fulguration is equal to coagulation. If you have used the term fulguration is equal to coagulation. Which effect are you going to get in a bipolar? Cutting, coagulation, desiccation. Come on, guys. I told you this. No. What did I tell you now? To attain a cutting and a coagulation, what is the basic requisite?
Should be away.
It should be away, so that the next time you do an operation,
Desiccation.
appreciate the lightning, appreciate the lightning. That means in a bipolar, what is going to happen is it is going to produce a desiccation. What structure do you need to desiccate? A blood vessel. Please remember that. That is the structure that needs a desiccation. And hence, what is the operation that you need a bipolar for? Say, for example, a neurosurgical procedure, an abdominal complex surgery, that you need a bipolar for beautiful pinpoint vessel. Okay. Do you feel this is a bipolar device? Come on. Do you feel this is a no, man? No. A bipolar device will always be looking like this. Forceps arrangement. It either has to be a scissors or it is a forceps, whatever you do. But current is going to go through one and current is going to do. There is a concept called bipolar cut. Believe me, there is nothing called as a bipolar cut. The bipolar desiccates the tissue. Then you have a scissors like arrangement or a knife that comes out and the knife cuts it. So this is a principle about something called as a vessel sealer, commonly called as a ligature.
But sir, if you will not touch it to the tissue, it will not give the tactile sensations.
I could not understand. Sir, for doing a bipolar.
No, for monopolar, sir. For monopolar.
For monopolar, remember that it has to be held at a millimeter distance. Well, that if you are holding it at 1 kilometer, then how can lightning come through? It will not be allowing. But you have to hold it at a distance, 1 millimeter. That allows the lightning to flow or the electrons to come.
But sir, in calot dissection where CBD is nearer one, we will not
say
get
for example, you want to do a calot with a hook. Always good. In the hand of a beginner may be dangerous. In the hand of an expert, you can dance in the calot with a diathermy. But remember that everything comes at a price, sir. Everything is going to come at a price. Please think of the way your electricity is going to complete the circuit. Say, for example, well, I said that energy sources are a different 1 hour lecture, sir. The main thing is always understand what is the way the current is going to complete the circuit. If you are going to take down, now this is the cholecystoduodenal fold. Understand this part. If you are using the hook at this point, maybe the current is going to go through. But if you are using the hook at this point, the current is dissipated between this part. So just take a note. If you are using a current setting, preferably go for more of cutting, less of coagulation, maybe pure cut. When I do a calot with a diathermy, I change the mode to a pure cut because I do not have anything to hemostasize in this part. Either you use a blend one or a pure cut. Okay. So now the question, sir, is not that. The question is, majority of us will use it for cutting the peritoneal layer. The question is, this is a monopolar hook. What is A? I need to be very fast now. What is A? Come on. What is A?
Insulation. It is used for insulation.
Very good. What is this one, madam? This is something called as a ceramic. Well, if you have a cheaper device, this will be made something by plastic, which is going to have a wear and tear. What is this black thing made up of?
Plastic.
Absolutely not, sir. This is made by something called as a Teflon, not plastic. Well, they can be. Again, India is a great country. You can get everything. But this is made out by Teflon. Now, this makes us understand what are the zones of injury in a minimally invasive device instrument. Very quick answer to this. Okay, what are the... Now, what is important is a group of gentlemen called as Voiles and Tucker, probably 1992, I've forgotten the year of publication, in the American Journal of Surgery. Okay, year maybe 1992, I've forgotten. Understand what is what. This is the laparoscopic trocar and the sheath. This is the metal trocar. Now this is the sleeve of the instrument. This is the trocar. Now I presume you have used a metal trocar. Okay, I presume you have used a metal trocar. What I have done is that I have shaded the metal trocar green, and what I have also done is that this is the sleeve that you are using. I think all of you do a lap poly using this sleeve, and out in this, what I am trying to go is that I am trying to make the laparoscopic instrument. Very quickly, let me shade the laparoscopic instrument for you. So this is the laparoscopic instrument. Now remember that the laparoscopic instrument has in its core a metal which is going to come all the way down, and this is the metal that is there. Okay, and this is the plug point. I hope all of you will agree that this is how the machine is made. Now understand what are the zones of injuries and what is the reason this thing has been made like this. A zone 1 has something to do around the tip. This area is technically called as a zone 1. So this is called as a zone 1. Oh, just a second. Okay. So this is technically called as a zone 1. That means zone 1 are injuries near the tip. Can you tell me how is a zone 1 prevented, or injuries in the zone 1 prevented? Zone 1 injuries, how are they prevented? Sir, by placing a ceramic guard near the tip, so that by the wear and the tear of the instrument, you still have something to prevent you. But remember that zone 1 is totally dependent upon the operator. Okay, what is a zone 2? Understand that there is some part of the instrument that if there is an insulation breach in this part, this insulation breach is going to land up with an electricity on the bowel. So that is technically called as a zone 2. Whereas if there is an electricity that is being leaked from the insulation tear or the insulation breach, the bowel that could be in touch with this part is injured in something called as a zone 3. And if you get electrocuted because of a bad attachment, that is called as a zone 4. Which one is the most dangerous of the zones?
Zone 2.
Zone 3.
Why, sir? Why?
Zone 3.
Why zone 3?
It's most
Because that part is
not recognizable.
under some.
Sir, you are absolutely
implying.
blind. You are blind.
Yeah.
While doing a lap chole, do you notice which part of the bowel or the stomach, or do you notice what is your port touching? Majority of us do not get to notice because the camera operator is showing you only the tip of the instrument. So please remember, the only moral from the whole story today will be, please check the insulation of that device before you start operating. Please remember, check the insulation. Now, how can you check the insulation? By a manual inspection, man. This is something made out of Teflon. If you are interested, take something called as an ammeter. This is something that your electricity guys will have. Place the 2 probes on the ammeter on the shaft. If you get a reading, that means you have an insulation breach. Don't ask me how does an insulation breach happen. Well, it happens. One hook is used for 500 cases, maybe 5,000. These things are obvious to happen. Chalo, done.